You're listening to The Andrew Anderson Show, your weekly movie news and reviews.
Live from Texas, the wonderful state of Texas, it's The Andrew Anderson Show. Joining me today, as usual, after a break in a week because he had a family emergency, the wonderful, the only, Robert L. Kelly.
Hello. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Small weapons malfunction, but now everything's fine now on our end. How are you?
I'm doing great. Welcome back. So we're just sitting here talking before we officially start the show. Just give people a chance to come on in and do everything. We are streaming live now. So anyway, welcome to the Andrew Anderson Show, your number one source for weekly movie news and entertainment.
From the entertainment capital of the world in the state of Texas.
That would be Austin. We're not in Austin. How much do you think it would How much do you think it would cost for us to go on the Alex Jones show?
More than I can afford.
Yeah, more than I can afford too. Alrighty, guys. Well, anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. Don't forget to follow the Andrew Anderson Show on Facebook. Don't forget to give us your likes, because we like likes. We cannot, as of right now, because the way the internet is, we cannot see what's going on Facebook. So we are slowly sticking to Smiletime this week. Hopefully that prevents any crashes whatsoever on the Facebook end of things. So you can follow me on Twitter at Andrew P. Anderson. Rob, where can they follow you on social media?
Y'all can find me at BBKelly92Kelly on Twitter.
Where he tweets Godzilla stuff on the regular. He's a resident kaiju expert. Wow, the chat is not as active as I thought it would be tonight. I guess we're missing Mark tonight and some of the Smiletime crew, but we'll just push on through, and hopefully you guys on Facebook land are enjoying this. If you want to, if you're watching via Facebook, tweet in using the hashtag The Andrew Anderson Show. I will have the Twitter client open, and I will look for your comments using that hashtag. Again, that is hashtag The Andrew Anderson Show. Let me go to my profile. Yeah. You can also follow me on on Snapchat and get your daily dose of the Andrew Anderson Show there with some silly snaps. So, again, that's hashtag The Andrew Anderson Show for Twitter. And if you're listening terrestrially, which I doubt you are because we do not have a radio deal, I wonder how you're listening to it terrestrially. Anyway, all right, let's get rolling with the show. That was enough.
Yeah.
That was enough stalling. Again, I'm your host, Andrew Anderson. Joining me is co-host Rob. We're going to look at some numbers here. I'm going to move down because we're going to make these numbers go big.
Can you move to either corner of the screen, like one on each side, so you can see the numbers better?
No, unfortunately, I can't do that. I can do this. We just need to. We really just need to concern ourselves with the top three. It's nice to see Kubo still in there, but it's top three.
Yeah, number 6.
Yeah. Yeah, Kubo at number 6.
Sully. I think we both saw Sully this weekend.
We did, which was weird because we never see the same movie on the same weekend.
No.
I can now, Andrew. It's a new feature, so I can move. Where can I move? Oh, I don't see. Can we do it here? Go to settings and change your layout. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that in a minute.
Live formatting.
Yeah, I don't want to.
What the people want.
I don't want to do formatting, but it's good to see you, Alex. Thank you so much for letting me know that. So yeah, Sully number 1 this weekend. When the Bow Breaks was also number 2. But let's talk about Sully because we both saw Sully.
It was also number 2. Sully was great. I loved it. I was actually dragged to it not because I didn't want to see the movie, but because I didn't want to be out past 9.
You're an old man.
And the showing we could get started at 9:30. I was like, oh man, we're gonna get home at like 12.
What theater?
But no, it's a good movie. We went to Creekside.
Oh, former employer. Was there popcorn still on the floor when you went?
No.
Yeah, so
they cleaned it up over the past 3 years.
I really enjoyed Sully. My favorite actor in the whole movie was the one that went, pull up, terrain. That was my favorite actor. Yes, Alex, we did know what happened in Sully, but it was still a fun movie to go see. Ironically, the number one movie on 9/11 weekend was one about a plane crash in New York. So,
well, I think that was on purpose. Boost the numbers.
Maybe.
You were saying your favorite part is the pull up.
Yes.
The simulation voice. I won't give a spoiler because the movie's still fairly new, but there's a part near the end of the movie where things start going right, and an African American man with his family in the front row of the theater. Right after that happens, he goes, boom! Throws his hand at the screen like this. Great. It was great. It enhanced the movie tenfold.
Alrighty.
We were all feeling it, and he just said it for all of us.
Opening this weekend, there's 2 movies of great importance opening this weekend. Snowden opens this weekend, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm kind of not. Part of me wants to see it. Part of me doesn't want to see it. So we're going to pose the most important question that the Andrew Anderson Show will ever ask, and this is probably the only ever important question we'll ever have. Edward Snowden, hero or traitor? Rob.
I say a little from column A and a little from column B.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to pick one.
Well, I prefer pie, so I say that he did. He acted against the law. His intention, he had the correct intentions. And I don't want to get all into my politics, but I think he did the right thing, but it was wrong.
Cake and eat it too. Yeah, I'm definitely going to agree with that sentiment. I'm going to have the cake and eat it too on that one. So the one that I'm betting will take the number 1 place this weekend, I'm sure, as everybody is aware, is the third Blair Witch movie. And so it's one of those ones where let's talk about. What do you think, Rob? You're the horror expert.
Are we allowed to talk politics in Texas? Hold on. As long as you're a
Republican.
As long as you're a Republican. My friend calls it the Republican right.
Yeah.
Like a religion. I don't think either one of us falls neatly into that category. Anyway, Blair Witch.
No, of course not. We talk about movies.
Blair Witch. I'm kind of excited. I thought that the first one was really interesting. I was a kid when it came out, and the second one had a lot of good ideas and was just really badly made.
I'm surprised.
So I'm curious to see what this is going to do.
I'm surprised they kept this a secret all the way up until Comic-Con. I would have, if I were them, I would have kept it as The Woods, and then when people got in and it said Blair Witch in the title, I think that would have been a better way to do it.
No, moviegoers are
smart.
In general, aren't. They can be smart.
Unless they walk into the wrong theater.
But most of the time you ask them to rise to the occasion and they don't. Crimson. I was scared to close my eyes. Yeah, moviegoers, they you take a risk by putting something out, something challenging and intelligent, like especially in horror, like The Babadook a couple years ago, and they freak out and say that's not scary. Or The Witch last year. The Witch was, or was it earlier this year? Whatever. It was tight. It was scary, but you had to think about it. It wasn't just blood and guts, and there were no jump scares. So, if this is good.
Cabin in the Woods was the same way. People were walking out saying it sucked, and I actually liked it. I think I like horror when it's done really well, as opposed to a lot of the crap that Hollywood just pumps out.
Yeah, most of it's crap. I hope this is smart. I hope this is good. But if it is, it probably won't do well. Overall, it's going to have a big weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's definitely going to hold an impact. Will it hold the same cultural impact the original Blair Witch did? I don't know.
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
But I think it'll definitely have an impact in the next few years. Opening in October is a movie that I'm personally super excited for. And no, Warner Brothers is not paying me to say that. It's The Accountant. And I know Rob doesn't want to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway.
I'm fine talking about it. Go. I got my rant prepared for later in the show. You go on yours now.
The Accountant, for those of you who don't know, the original premise of Good Will Hunting, the original screenplay Ben Affleck wrote with Matt Damon, was supposed to have a subplot with the NSA and he becomes an assassin. Well, Vince Strussen told them to cut that part out, and so they left a little nod to it in the movie, but they cut it out. This is more the other extreme, I think, and I'm kind of interested to see it, especially since it's Ben Affleck playing it. He's such a terrific actor. He didn't write or direct this film. He's just acting in it. I think it has a lot of potential. Plus, you're seeing a lot of actors in this who are known for comedic roles who are playing a serious role. So it's got me interested because the comedic actors always tend to do a better job at drama than the drama actors do at comedy. Because comedy is so much harder to portray than drama. People don't realize that. People just think, oh, you got to be funny.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. There's a lot to look forward to with this movie. It's just not necessarily something I normally see. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, because, like you said, there's nothing going to be opening that weekend anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking of opening in October, Shin Godzilla, the latest offering from Toho since the American Godzilla came out. Super exciting.
Yes.
I've got my tickets. Rob, do you have your tickets?
I have my tickets, but I also have a lot of trepidation.
Why do you have trepidation, Rob?
Well, for that, I have to go on an extended rant.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Brought popcorn.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the extended rant.
Do we have theme music?
We don't. Are you ready?
We need to get some for the future. Yeah, not yet. I gave you the keywords. Here we go. So Godzilla means a lot of things to a lot of people, and I can't think of another pop culture icon that carries such a tremendous burden. He's a symbol of unspeakable real-life horror. He's a tragic villain. He's a force of nature, an adoptive parent, and a superhero, and he's all of these things at once. But over, 62 years now, Godzilla's played all of these roles, and people have latched on to every one of them. Different people have latched on to every one of them. And today you have people who insist on one incarnation above all the others for various reasons. Some insist that Godzilla's an incarnation of the atom bomb, and that's the only way he works. It's the only way it's actually Godzilla. Others say that he's just, this force of nature, brute animal, and that's fine. But most Godzilla fans seem to insist on an angle of terror, an angle of fear, and again, that's fine. But this is one of the most iconic movie monsters of all time, if not the most iconic movie monster of all time. And he's the star of the longest-running film franchise of all time, having outdone James Bond by, I think, 8 films at this point. 8, yeah. So I want to talk about a little bit why I have trepidation over Shin Godzilla, and why it matters so much that I'm choosing to use my tiny soapbox to speak about this. And why, 21 years after I initially discovered Godzilla, this is still such a big deal. Why I'm captivated and fascinated and enthralled by a radioactive dinosaur played by a man in a rubber suit. When I was 3 years old, in a video store, first cue, with my mom and sisters on a Friday night after school, I saw this tape cover at Hollywood Video in New Braunfels. And, it's like, what is that? A T-Rex with arms? He's fighting a robot? Oh, that's so cool. I was 3. And so I grabbed the tape off the shelf, and I take it to my mom and say, I want to rent this. This is what I want to rent. And the whole way home, I'm clutching it like, thinking if I let go, it's going to float away from the face of the earth, and I'd never get it again. And, I didn't get to watch it that night when we got home, because it was my sister's turn to watch her movie on Friday night. I couldn't sleep the whole night. The whole night I couldn't sleep. I got up at 4:30 in the morning and went downstairs and lowered the TV volume so that you could only hear it right in front so no one would know I was up, and I put the tape in. And I was transported to the strangest and most fascinating world I had ever visited, and I watched it 2 more times that weekend. Now, this is how I discovered Godzilla, and the context of who I was when I was 3 is extremely important to that. I was already tall. I'm 6'4" now. I don't know how tall I was then, but I was taller than my 5-year-old sister, and I was clumsy and uncoordinated because I shouldn't have been as tall as I was. I was smart. I could read already.
You froze, Rob. Rob, is your family watching? Seriously, Rob? Again? Alright, guys. Rob was in the middle of his rant. Just give me a second. Rob, we talked about your family watching live. Well, while Rob's reminiscing on his own about Godzilla, I'm going to check the Facebook to make sure we're still broadcasting. And yeah, I think we're still broadcasting. So, cool. I'm waiting for Rob to rejoin us. Rob, are you back? No, he's not. Anyway, guys, your thoughts on Godzilla, because I am alone, and I am terrified of being alone on my own show. Let's see. Let's invite someone into it from the audience. Let's see if someone's here. Rob, I need you back. Rob! Alright. We're waiting for Robert to come back in. Alright. So anyway, Godzilla. Great franchise. Needs to be dark and terror-filled. That's what I think. Rob has a greatly different opinion. I just got the news that Robert's internet went down. Okay. Let's see if I can bring someone in. Who wants to come into the show with me on Smile Time and talk? Because I need someone to talk to. We're going to ask Rob, did you reset the router? Question mark. Unplug it and plug it back in. This is what happens when you don't listen to the advice I give you. So what's basically happening at Rob's is his internet is like this water bottle. And the internet comes in this way. But when they all try to watch it at the same time, it all gets stuck at the cap. The internet, Rob. Yay, Rob's back. Yes, you're back. I was just explaining to the world about how the internet works with the water bottle and how if your family's watching while we're live, it causes the problem.
I don't think they are watching.
Did you unplug it and plug it back in?
No, it was something with the computer. Where did I leave off?
You left off how you were clutching it and you were uncoordinated and you watched it on the TV.
Yes, I watched it at 4:30 in the morning the next day, and I watched it like 3 times that weekend. And so I was picked on a lot, and that really bothered me, and a lot of it was because of my size. So when I discovered Godzilla, my 3-year-old brain created this composite of him, and I'd rent a movie every week. A Godzilla movie. He was this big guy who destroyed stuff, and everyone was trying to kill him, and everyone was against him, but he didn't lash out and was constantly protecting the people who were always trying to kill him. He was a hero, but not everyone saw him as one. I'd found a role model and a hero in this icon, and I didn't want to be Godzilla because I knew that wasn't possible. He's not real. He's a 150-foot tall radioactive lizard. But I wanted to be like him, the way I saw him. And I got my chance when it was Cowboy Day at school, 3 years old, this is preschool. And the kid who was always picking on me for my height, I love that picture. The kid who was always picking on me for my height, he was picking on me for my height, and he took the sheriff's badge off my cowboy costume and threw it under the air conditioner. I went to try and get it, and my hand was too big to fit under. I told him to go get it because it was mine, and he threw it, and he said no. So I picked him up and threw him over my shoulder to the air conditioner. As you see in the pictures, I'd seen Godzilla do to King Ghidorah, Megalon, and Gigan numerous times. And he got it for me. He got scared, and he got it for me. And I never had trouble with him again. And from then on, I realized that this is how I could be like Godzilla. I could help kids who were picked on. The way Godzilla stood up to the aliens and everything. And Godzilla helped me find the spot in my gut to stand up for myself and to stand up for others. And my love of Godzilla is a part of who I am. It's part of where I come from. And I know I'm in the minority from the fandom, but seeing people insist on a brooding and even evil Godzilla feels almost like a personal insult at this point, as silly as that sounds. And even though I'm going to see Shin Godzilla, I'll probably enjoy it, and I'll definitely buy it to complete my collection, because I have a large collection. I have all of them up to this point. I'm not particularly looking forward to it. And that's my Godzilla rant.
It's a very good rant. Okay, so we're gonna move back into. Hi Raymond. I know you can't hear me. Turn your ringer on so you can hear me. Plug your headphones in. Something.
Or watch on Facebook.
Yeah, or watch on Facebook, or on the actual Smiletime website. It worked. Hey Raymond, it's
great
good to see you again.
Hi Raymond.
All right, we're going to talk about James Gunn's return to horror in the form of the Belko Experiment, which premiered this weekend at the Toronto International Film Festival, which is a 2-week film festival, which is cool. Hey Raymond.
Glad you can hear us.
So, your thoughts on James Gunn's The Belko Experiment?
Well, obviously I haven't seen it, but I'm very excited to. I like James Gunn a lot. I like everything he's done. This is his return to horror after Slither. What was that, 2009? With a guy from Firefly. What was his name?
Nathan Fillion?
Nathan Fillion. Yeah. So I'm very excited to see this. James Gunn, very creative. He wrote Tromeo and Juliet for Troma. He worked at Troma. He did horror initially. So it's cool to see him going back to this, and I'm really excited to see what he comes up with.
I'm super excited too. This has me wanting to see it, especially reading his Facebook post about the whole experience of him waking up and having to write, and he wrote it, and he continued writing it, and he wrote it for the next few weeks.
Yep.
So I want to see it. I can't wait to see the first trailer for it. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird to see a movie premiere at a film festival and us not get a trailer for it first. But sometimes that happens, and we'll get a trailer afterwards that don't have all the leaves and stuff from the film festival on it. So that's super exciting. I believe that's all the picture resources we have. So we're going to move into a new segment this week. And it's a really fun segment, and Robert's really looking forward.
Potential to be a really fun segment.
Robert's really looking forward to this segment, as am I. This segment is called Let's Write a Movie. And Robert... Yeah. I'm sorry?
Let's write a movie. We have a theme song.
We do? Oh.
We have a theme song. It's a Let's write a movie.
Yeah, all right. We're gonna play Let's Write a Movie. The rules are very simple. We can take input from the audience if we like it as it comes up in chat. And we're going to start it off. Robert, you said you wanted to start it off this week during our tech rehearsal.
I have an idea. It's a low-key thriller idea, but I'm hoping we see it balloon into something beautiful.
Okay, low-key thriller. I like it already. Let's go.
A man becomes an internet meme. Like his picture. His picture is taken, and it becomes an internet meme. Like, people, like, ridiculously photogenic guy, that kind of stuff.
You've lost me. What's a meme?
You know what a meme... A meme is, the lol cats that, like, I can have cheeseburger.
Oh, okay. I like that cat.
So he becomes something like that. A picture passed around on the internet with funny captions.
So is the cat what we're writing about?
No. It's a man who becomes something like that. Yeah, like Bad Luck Brian. Thank you, Raymond.
Okay.
And what happens is a company purchases the meme from the aggregator site it first appeared on.
Uh-huh.
And he is given a cease and desist order because he resembles the meme.
Okay. And so he tries to fight the... Okay. So he tries to fight the order. He goes to court.
Yes.
And then the Tom Cruise type person goes, you don't want to fight this. You don't know what they'll do to you. He's got a bag over his head. We don't know why he has a bag over his head. Turns out he's Bad Luck Brian.
Yeah.
And so they go on an adventure to try to erase every single meme from the internet. But the company...
They try and break the internet.
Yeah, and the company...
They join up with Eric Snowden.
It's Edward Snowden, not Eric.
Whatever. No, This is Eric Snowden, his brother. His lesser-known brother, Eric.
Okay, so Eric Snowden, this random dude, and Bad Luck Brian, who's Tom Cruise with a bag over his head, go after the company that bought their memes and is using them to sell their profit, to sell their product, Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever.
But their owner is played by Tommy Lee Jones.
I can see that. What's the movie called? Bad Luck Memes?
Let's just call it Bad Luck Brian the movie.
That's a terrible idea. I thought this would eat up a lot of time. And it's going nowhere.
Let's do it. That ate up 3 minutes.
Let's write another movie.
Let's write another movie.
We need a theme song for Let's Write Another Movie.
Let's write another movie.
All right. It's Die Hard, but it's set in a movie theater.
Die Hard in a movie theater.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, ladies.
The cop that's there, that just happens to be there, is a fat, overweight cop who's lazy.
Is his name Andrew?
No. Just generic cop. And he's like, man, I can't believe I had to go through. He's almost like Murtaugh.
Mm-hmm. No. Can we make it Carl from Family Matters?
We can make it Carl from Family Matters.
This is Family Matters, the movie.
Yes.
But it's Die Hard in a movie theater.
Yeah. So Urkel's the manager at the movie theater, right?
Yeah.
And he asks Carl to come in and run security on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Christmas Day, so he's there, and he's pissed because they're at the theater on Christmas Day. And it's a multiplex. And then all of a sudden, the robbers come out all Paul Blart Mall Cop style.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's having to crawl through like the air vents, going through.
This is just Paul Blart in a movie theater.
Which is Paul Blart is just Die Hard in a mall. So.
And Speed is just Die Hard on a bus.
Yeah. So I mean, okay, it's Paul Blart in a movie theater. So anyway, Kevin James is crawling through the thing, and he's like, "Man, now I know what a TV dinner feels like. Oh, I had one for lunch." And he's crawling through, and he like falls down, and he falls onto the guy trying to crack into the safe. And now he's locked. Now he's locked in the room with the safe and the guy who's trying to break in, but they're both unconscious.
Didn't that actually happen in one of the Paul Blart movies?
Probably. I don't know. I liked the first Paul Blart. Peanut butter and jelly. Whoop whoop.
I did. My favorite thing about it is an episode of Raising Hope where Jimmy says he likes Paul Blart, and they make fun of him. He goes, "Paul Blart had a humble courage." Because Paul Blart did have a humble courage.
Speaking of Raising Hope, we get Bert to play the bad guy.
Yes.
Because he played the bad guy in Looper, too.
And in the Last House on the Left remake.
Oh, was that him?
Yeah, that was him.
Dude, you gotta see that. I'm J.J. Abrams.
I'm J.J. Abrams.
No, you're not. Okay, your lens flare is a little bit better.
My lens flare's better. I'm J.J. Abrams. Look, it's even got that secondary thing.
Oh, yeah, it does. Damn you. Alright. So, anyway, let's get back to writing the movie. So he's crawling through. Okay. He knocks out the dude, right?
He knocks out the dad from Raising Hope. And they're both unconscious. And that's the whole movie is them just waiting to wake up.
And then when they wake up at the end, it's all been a dream.
And Carl's
in some kid's snow globe. And Carl wakes up and he's like, I dreamed I was a fat white dude at a movie theater.
Yeah.
I think we have a movie.
And then Bob Newhart wakes up. And the past 10 years have all been a dream.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks for joining us on this week's show. We'll see you next week. Rob, where can they find you on Twitter? And when can they buy your book? Let's see some drawings from your book.
I've been working on the illustrations for my book. With the teddy bear protecting the accountant in the Amazon. There's one. It's not done. Illustration's not done.
Why is there an accountant in the Amazon? Do I have to buy the book to find that out?
You'll have to buy the book to find out. It's coming out either December or January, based on when It's just about finished, but I want to do the revisions and stuff. And Raymond wants to see our Paul Blart, Carl Winslow movie. And you'll be able to. You won't be able to.
I don't think that'll ever get made. I was kind of hoping a real movie would kind of spawn from this, but seeing as how we didn't take it seriously the first time, people aren't going to expect us to take it seriously next time. We're going to have some...
It's your fault. It's your fault. You blew my good idea into...
I didn't blow your good idea.
Into a monster with your Tom Cruise with a bag over his head casting.
I think that would be hilarious, because you don't even have to get Tom Cruise. You can just say it's Tom Cruise at that point. Give him a check.
Well,
he doesn't even have to show up. Lends his name to the movie. The movie makes $700 million worldwide.
If we get that made, then we make our Paul Blart Family Matters crossover movie.
Yes. Which I think are both owned by Sony, by the way.
Hey, consolidate. Yeah, y'all can find me at BBKelly92Kelly on Twitter.
And you can find me on Twitter at Andrew P. Anderson, and you can like the show on Facebook at The Andrew Anderson Show. And you can add us on Snapchat, TAA Show.